Hello and welcome to Graphic Online News in Brief. In the headlines, Lands Minister advocates freeze on granting public lands for private use. Security expert Professor Kwesi Aning predicts Ghana will witness more crimes. A CDD Ghana survey says 62% of Ghanaians have no confidence in government's fight against corruption. Confusion rocks PNC press conference over suspension of General Secretary, and floods kill 9 in Northeast region. News in Brief is brought to you by...
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
And now the details. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Bujinapo, is advocating a total ban on an indefinite freeze on granting of public lands to private individuals. He says a freeze on the granting of public land for private purposes would help to preserve the resources for future generation.
The minister was speaking at a staff deba organized by Lands Commission in Accra on Wednesday, September 1. The deba afforded the minister the opportunity to interact with the staff of the commission on a wide range of issues. The deba discussed staff welfare, conditions of work, the challenges to land administration, and policy directions.
The situation where public lands are dealt with as though they are private properties of officials, that situation must be a thing of the past. The protection of public lands and preservation of public lands, or the dealing in of public lands, is one that must be done responsibly. So, an official is given a bungalow, and before long, the bungalow becomes his property. Those are bizarre circumstances. Those are bizarre outcomes. We cannot have those situations again. Or where public lands are being granted without any regard to future generations and the preservation of those lands. Those cannot also happen again.
The director of the Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research of the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Professor Kwesi Aning, says Ghana will continue to witness increasing crimes. According to him, crime is fast becoming a profitable venture in the country.
Speaking on Accra-based City FM on Wednesday, September 1, Professor Aning explained that whenever violence becomes a currency in any society, persons who are more violent get economic benefits and advantages. He pointed out that the issue of small arms, for instance, must be properly tackled to combat crime. The security expert was commenting on the recent spike in crime in the country, particularly armed robberies and murders.
Crime has become such a profitable venture in this country that we just don't know what to do. And it's not just ordinary crime. Violence has become a currency in which those who are more violent have a much higher currency in society. And particularly if the use of violence then translates into economic incentives and some, in inverted commas, wealth, then society glorifies those who have perpetrated those crimes. So we are going to see more of this.
We'll see more violence.
Remember when you called me last week? I told you, take your time, we can have this conversation on Monday. And between when you and I chatted, I told you that at least 3 more people are going to be murdered or butchered. And I think probably more than that has happened. It will change overnight. And I'll repeat, it's going to get much worse.
A post-election survey by the Ghana Center for Democratic Development indicates that majority of Ghanaians are not confident in government fight against corruption in the country. As high as 62% of a total of 2,400 respondents expressed their distrust.
According to the survey, majority of Ghanaians want President Akufo-Addo to focus on 5 priority areas in the second term, which are unemployment, infrastructure, roads, education, management of the economy, and health. As much as 57% of the respondents also want President to focus on job creation in the second term.
Again, you can see that 62% that's the highest so far in terms of people's views about whether corruption can be kept in the next 4 years. Again, still on the government's confidence in the ability of the government to consolidate and expand policy initiatives. We see that there's an equal split of respondents in their confidence in the government's ability to consolidate the gains in the planting, rearing for food and job program.
A A press conference by the People's National Convention at its headquarters in Accra on Wednesday to shed light on the suspension of the party's General Secretary, Janet Nabila, turned ugly when the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the party, Bala May Kankan, interrupted the conference midway. Bala Kankan interrupted the press conference a number of times before he was forcibly whisked away.
The PNC National Executive Committee last week suspended Janet Nabila indefinitely, accusing her of gross misconduct, insubordination and incompetence. The party has given her a 1-week ultimatum to hand over the PNC National Treasurer. She has denied the accusations and also denounced the suspension. As the press conference progressed, the regional chairman, Bala Kankan, tried every means to defend Nabila. He was eventually hauled out of the conference hall by some PNC officials and the police. The altercation interrupted a media briefing a number of times.
Finally, 9 people have been confirmed dead in the recent flood disaster in the northeast region following days of torrential rains in some parts of the northern sector of Ghana. The deaths were recorded in the west and east Mampushi municipalities. 3 of the deceased persons were struck by lightning. 2 were swept away by flood waters when they tried to cross a river during the downpour. 1 died when the boat capsized while crossing the White Volta, while 3 others drowned while swimming in the stream. The Northeast Regional Directorate of the National Disaster Management Organization confirmed the incidents to Graphic Online. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again with another edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at GraphicGH. I am Ama Amankwa Befi.
Subscribe now.